This is the Pursuit of Wellness podcast, and I'm your host, Mari Llewellyn. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the show. My name is Mari. If you are new here, welcome. This is such an amazing community of people who want to improve their health, their wellness, their mental well-being. I'm just in love with the community we've built here at the Pursuit of Wellness, and we've had some amazing conversations with our guests, and every Thursday we release a solo episode. So happy Thursday if you're listening. I'm here with a solo episode today. Some personal life updates, some tips I have for manifesting health, which is a new thing for me. And then I'm also going to be responding to some voice messages you guys have been leaving me. Hopefully I can give you some advice, answer some questions, see what you guys are saying today. I feel like the last solo episode, I didn't really give you any personal updates. It was more of a Q&A. So things have been really good lately. We've spent the last couple of weeks here in Austin. It's been really nice to be at home. We leave for LA next week for some exciting podcast interviews and other things. Greg and I actually found out that we are Entrepreneur of the Year finalists, which is insane to be considered as potentially Entrepreneur of the Year. We shall see. If it really does happen, I'll probably faint because that is such a dream come true. It's done by region, so we are considered finalists for the Los Angeles area, there are such amazing entrepreneurs in LA. So again, such an honor to be considered, and we are doing some final interviews for that in LA the week of the 13th, which is so crazy. We had Greg's parents, my in-laws visit, I think it was last week now. And that was so fun to have family in town. We went out on the boat, we cooked, we went out to dinner, we walked. It was really lovely. And that was where I started baking bagels, which has become my new hyperfixation. I got a book called, what is it called? Everything Bread by Eric Kaiser, I want to say, on Amazon. I'll link it below for you guys. I've had a lot of questions about it. It's not necessarily like healthy. It's not gluten-free or dairy-free or any of those things, but I really feel like making baked goods at home is just a superior option because you can use organic, unbleached flour, the best eggs, like the ingredients really matter, and it's just really fun for me. So it's like a weekend treat, and I've been making these bagels, and they are slowly but surely improving every time I make them. They are tricky. Like I had to start the dough 4 days beforehand because you have to make something called liquid levain, which is like starter essentially, and I had to start it really early. But either way, these bagels have been bringing me so much joy, and I think everyone eating them is also experiencing joy. So that makes me happy. I think next I might try a baguette. We shall see. But yeah, baking has just like really brought out this creative side of me. And again, like I'm really in this era of hobbies. Oh, guys, my chickens arrived today. They're 6 weeks old. They won't start laying until they're 6 months. So we have some months to wait for eggs, but like they are looking like teenagers at this point. And 2 of them are already besties, which I just think is so freaking cute. Like best girlfriends. And yeah, they get dropped off today at 5 p.m. I believe I have 11 coming. Crazy. A mixture of breeds. We've got silkies, we've got fiber Easter eggers, we've got salmon favorellas, I think it's called. I'll have to like figure out all the breeds. But again, like I'm so new to this and I will be figuring it out as I go. If you guys want to see my chicken coop, I did a tour on my Instagram at Mari Llewellyn, and I gave like a full rundown of my coop and all the different features, and you guys loved it. So go check it out. I've also been reading a lot more. I have been reading every single night. I'm reading Demon Copperhead right now, which is a Pulitzer Prize winner. I think a lot of people are reading it, and it's quite difficult to get into because the language is really different. But then once you get into it, it gets really good. And I also just feel like it's been a very calming way of setting the tone before bed. If you haven't listened yet, by the way, guys, I interviewed a sleep expert named Todd Anderson. We talked all things sleep, all the best advice for sleep, how to set up your night routine and optimize your sleep, because it's so freaking important. No matter if your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, clear skin, sleep is the core of everything. And he told me that the content you're watching is really, really important. If you're watching something like a murder mystery that's really stressful and violent, watching that before bed is quite damaging because your brain truly believes that you are a part of what you're watching. So reading has been just a much more calm way of like easing into my nighttime routine. So I'll have my blue light glasses on, I'll have my red light bulb next to me. Greg's already asleep. Greg goes to sleep at like 8:45. Anna has his eye mask on and I'll just read next to him, and it's been really lovely. I started reading in Turks and Caicos on our vacation because I didn't bring a book, and I just was given a random book by the Lost and Found at the hotel, and I read the book like in 3 days, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love reading. And so now I've picked it up again and I'm really excited about it. Something else I wanted to share with you guys. So I know I talk a lot about acne, and I hope people aren't like tired of hearing about it, but I really feel like this advice I'm about to give could be applied to any health issue or mental issue, whether it be digestive health, a broken bone, immunity. I've been really struggling with my mental health around my skin lately, just kind of hitting a wall and feeling like really defeated and frustrated, to go from, clearing it up and then having it come back. It's like, what am I doing wrong at this point? Like, I've tried everything, and also trying to conceive at the same time. It's just almost like too much pressure for me. And I just reached this point where I was like, I need to change the way I'm thinking about this, because clearly it's not working. And I think because I've had acne for like on and off for 10 years now, I really identify with acne. Like, I view myself as someone that has acne. Like, I say words like my acne, or, my acne is back. My acne is bad. I am someone with acne. And these are ownership words. I'm basically identifying myself as someone that has acne rather than the acne. It's separate from who I am. And I really want to start changing my language and the way I think about it. And I actually had a really lovely conversation with Sammy Clark, who many of you probably know. She's a fitness influencer in the space, and she has struggled with acne too. And I was basically just telling her how much I've been struggling with it on a mental level. And she recommended something called, you guys are going to die, DICCC Therapy. Now, before you jump to conclusions, it's not what you think. It actually stands for a mantra, and I'm going to read it to you. Direct, instruct, command, compel, and condition. I will link this video in the description box below of this podcast, because I listened to this woman explain this mindset shift this morning. I had my eyes closed in front of my red light, and she basically was talking about needing to change the language around our health problems. Stopping negative language around health and acne can change the outcome. And I was thinking about it. And since my weight loss journey, I have identified myself as someone who can lose weight when they want to. So like, I don't talk to myself in a way where I'm like, I can never lose weight. I find it hard to lose weight. I hold on to weight. Like, I don't talk to myself that way. And I was thinking like, that's interesting, because I feel like I don't struggle in terms of like body, like positivity, like if I decide I want to gain muscle, then I do. If I decide I want to lose weight, then I do. But with acne, I have decided that I'm someone who will forever have acne. So she was basically saying, I'm in turn manifesting to make my acne worse, because every day I'm waking up and saying, I have acne. I will have acne. I am acne. So I really want to be intentional about changing the language, because I've tried everything from supplements to diet to lifestyle. But have I really tried to change my internal language around it? Not really. And I've had long conversations with my therapist about this. And I think, after having my brain scanned with Dr. Amen, I discovered that I have somewhat of OCD patterns in my brain. And OCD is very genetic, and I see it in my family as well. And my OCD has definitely manifested in my skin. I'm constantly checking my skin. I struggle with skin picking. I struggle with obsessive research around acne and obsessive ordering new supplements to try. And it is something that I truly have grown obsessive around, I think. And I think that's made it really difficult for me to heal because I'm constantly hyperfixated on the problem. So this DICC therapy, DICCC, is something that you say to yourself when you're in the shower, when you're getting ready, every time you have a compulsion to look at your skin, or, this could apply to a digestive problem or immunity. If you're someone that says, wow, I get sick every time I go out, I get sick every time I travel, then you will get sick. But if you say to yourself, I am healthy, I will not get sick, you are manifesting better health for yourself. So, for example, for me, what I will say, and what I've already said to myself about 10 times today, is I direct, I instruct, I command, I compel, and condition my skin to work perfectly and properly and powerfully because I know that it can. And I'm going to say that to myself over and over and over all day, every time I feel like my mind is slipping back into the negative, which will happen inevitably all day because I tend to think about my skin all day. I will bring this mantra back up. And I'm going to try this, guys. I'm on day 1 right now. I'm going to keep doing this and report back. But I just wanted to offer that knowledge to anyone who is struggling with a health problem or, it could be anything. Just fill in the blank, for your own issue. Now, I think we're going to hop into some voice messages. I can't wait to hear what you guys have been leaving.
Hello, my girls. Happy day. My question for you is about skincare. I'm wondering what you do for your body skincare. I'm obviously pretty up on my skincare for my face, but I'm looking to share love with my body. And I feel like the problem I'm having is that there's a lot more surface to cover. So I'm wondering, what oils do you use? Creams do you use? What routines are we doing? Are we doing dry scrubbing, exfoliating? If so, how often? Do we body contour? Are we oiling and then creaming? Give me the goods. I'm here for all of the advice. Is it at night before we go to bed? Every night we're doing it? What areas do you find need more love? Give me all the advice because I'm looking to give my skincare, my body a little bit of attention. And I'm here for all the tips. Thanks, my girls. Hope you have a great week. Love the podcast and everything you're doing. And I'll talk soon. Bye.
Hi, Lily. Thank you for the question. So I have personally never struggled with body acne, and I'm not sure if you have. I think you're just saying you want to put more love and care into it. I've never had body acne, only face acne, which is crazy. But I understand the struggle because I was really having a hard time finding products that weren't clogging my pores and I could take care of my body skin. So in the shower, I actually use Zuma body wash. It is an all organic, all natural, no artificial colors or scents. And it is a body wash that I use. And it's perfect, non-pore clogging. Really, really love it. In terms of lotion, I've been loving the Clear Stem body lotion. It's very moisturizing. It's thin and soaks in quickly. I use that every single time I shower. Because I spray tan so frequently, I want to keep my skin moisturized and it helps the tan last longer. I don't do any oils or anything crazy just because of how sensitive my face skin is. And I want to be really cognizant of that. My husband, Greg, uses a tallow all over his body every night, which I'm so happy for him. It looks amazing. He's glowing. But I get frustrated because I want to lay on him. And I'm like, your tallow is getting in my face pores. So do that. Do with that what you will.
Hi, Mari, and maybe Fee. This is Emily. I am a fellow Austinite and just wanted to say I love that you guys are here now and exploring the city. It's been just so much fun to watch as a fellow transplant. Anyways, I wanted to ask, I'm starting to introduce more meat into my diet, potentially a more carnivore based lifestyle, and just kind of getting started with it. So, wanted to ask in your move to Texas what it's been like to incorporate that into your routine, what resources you have found most beneficial for access to things like beef, or any recommendations, and just overall things that you have noticed since you've made that a priority in your nutrition plan. I would love to hear any updates and any thoughts on just kind of how that practice works best for you. Love you guys.
Oh, thanks, Emily. Okay, so meat. Let's talk meat. Before my true healing journey, I always prioritized protein, but I was definitely getting most of my protein from like chicken. I was eating salmon every day, tuna every day. And then after discovering that I had heavy metals in my system, which I think many of us do, I kind of tried to limit the amount of fish I was eating. I eat wild caught salmon probably 1 to 2 times a week. And then other than that, I mostly eat grass-fed, pasture-raised red meat, whether it be ground beef, filet, ribeye, sirloin, lamb chops sometimes, kind of depends. I personally feel absolutely incredible eating red meat. I feel like my energy levels are fantastic. I feel satiated. I feel full. I feel strong. I am quite tall, so I have to eat a good amount of protein. It's recommended you eat 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. I think for us women, it's really important to eat a lot of protein at the beginning of the day. I've even heard that it's recommended to eat 40 grams of protein for breakfast because you're starting on the right foot. And I don't know the scientific language around this, but overnight, your body is basically going through protein synthesis and you want to like reload your body with protein. So it's a big priority for me. In terms of resources, I always recommend that you guys go to your local farmer's market, look for that grass-fed meat. You really want to be careful about that because the grain that they feed cows in America is really concerning, and you don't want to be consuming meat that's been eating that inflammatory type diet. So grass-fed, I love, and my husband and I order from White Oak Pastures all the time. We get big boxes of frozen meat, and whenever we want something, we just defrost it. For example, I had they call it tips and tails, but it's just like tips of sirloin for breakfast this morning. They have amazing filet, amazing options. We also love Maui Nui venison. They sponsor the show, but we ordered it before that regardless because it is like the highest quality venison you can get. It's harvested in Hawaii naturally. So highly recommend you guys check that out as well. Also, like, meat is amazing for hormones. So many benefits. If you want to listen to my episode with Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, she speaks a ton about that.
Hi, Mari. I enjoy listening to your podcast so much. I was just curious how you're preparing for, I guess, mentally, especially the changes that your body goes through during pregnancy. I had a baby 1.5 years ago, and prior to that, I had lost like 70 pounds. And then when I got pregnant, I gained like 70 pounds. And 1.5 years later, I've lost mostly all of it except 10 pounds, but my body's definitely changed. So just curious how you're preparing to kind of navigate the changes that come with pregnancy, if at all. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Hi, Katie. Thank you for the question. I have to be so honest. Like, I don't think that I've mentally gone there yet because I'm just so excited and ready to be pregnant. Like, I think I'm so focused on actually getting there now that I'm not even really thinking about the weight gain. I mean, I feel so mentally different than I did in the past when I gained a lot of weight. I feel so much healthier and stronger mentally and physically. And I feel like I will be so grateful to be pregnant that I can't imagine that I'll be too concerned, but that's obviously naive. I don't even know what I'm getting myself into. I feel like I have a great support system around me, and the excitement will be so prevalent that the body part won't affect me as much. But we'll see. Like, maybe I'll have to rediscover that like side of myself where I need to tap into the mental strength again to get through it. But I will obviously bring you guys along the journey and keep you updated. I am quite passionate about diet during pregnancy. I've heard a lot of advice in terms of eating like salmon roe for the baby's brain development and blueberries. Like I'm really obsessed with that kind of thing and optimizing nutrition in order to help the fetus. So we'll keep you guys updated on that as well.
Hi, I've been loving your podcast. I had a question. You talked about mushrooms in chocolate and fun, active mushrooms. I'm really starting to see that I don't tolerate alcohol as much anymore. So I was wondering about that. I don't know if you mentioned it anywhere or if there's a link. Thank you.
So if you guys didn't hear, in a couple solo episodes ago, I told a story about my house manager accidentally taking our mushroom chocolates because she thought it was real chocolate, which was one of the funniest things that's ever happened. But then after that, I got tons of messages asking me for the mushroom company. And I don't know if legally I should say, I don't want to like be a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like a secondhand drug dealer. But if you just do a little bit of research, guys, you will find it. Like it has a big Instagram page. It's out of Canada. That's all I'll say. And, you know, I was like really hesitant to tell the story because I was like, oh my God, like this is kind of like a vulnerable thing to share that I partake in. But I mean, I've already said it. I might as well just continue. At this point, like I feel like a lot of people my age are trying microdosing or the mushroom chocolates. It's such a, depending on the type you get, I find that I laugh more, I get more childlike, I am in the moment, like I completely forget about my phone. It like encourages play and socializing and connection, and I have no hangover from it. I will say I don't sleep as well, and I'm being careful about it because I'm trying to conceive. So I'm like limiting the amount that I'm doing for sure, like if any. But I personally think it's a great alternative. I don't want to get in trouble though. So that's where I'll leave it.
Hey Mari, my name is Molly. I'm from Minnesota. I've been following you since 2018, starting with your PDF gym guides. Just want to say congratulations on your crazy journey of life and success in your business. But I have two questions regarding social media and just kind of your relationship with it. Now, if you feel that if you could go back in time, would you still make the decision to have your success be built off social media? And do you think it would be possible without social media? And then my second question is with regards to you having kids in the future, how you're going to handle their relationship and exposure to social media and with social media. And if you feel that you would not want them to have careers based off social media, etc., and how you're going to handle that. Thanks for all you do. Bye.
Whoa. Thank you, Molly. Oh my God, that's a lot to think about. So yeah, it's like a discussion that I've had a bunch of times with Greg about our kids, but I'll start with myself. I don't regret starting a business on social media. I just think that's the reality of the day and age we're in. I think any successful company kind of needs to have a social media presence, community. It's just the way business is run now. And I feel really grateful that I have the community I have here on the podcast, on Instagram. It was a very magical experience. And I feel like I got firsthand knowledge about my customer through speaking to them on social media and seeing what they were responding to. And I think it was honestly like a really fantastic way of starting a company rather than going into it like, I just want to make a bunch of money. It wasn't that. It was like, I'm connected with these people who can relate to me and I relate to them. And we are both wanting a product that I want to make. So I don't regret it. I just think as I evolve and mature, my relationship is changing in terms of like having boundaries and prioritizing my mental health a bit more. I think there's seasons for everything. I think for many years I was in a season of like hustle and grind and building my dream life. And I think that was needed then. And I'm not as much in that moment now. So while social media is such a powerful tool and I've made amazing connections through it, like deleting it on the weekend has been the most fantastic thing for me, because I feel like I just have the self-awareness that I fall into comparison or negative thinking oftentimes when I'm on social media. So it's more of a personal relationship than a business one. In terms of kids, I take a lot of advice, or I look at the way my friends who are parents parent. And I'm just thinking of my friend Camille here in Austin, and her kids are not on social media and they're like preteens, I think. And I think if you can keep them off for as long as possible, that's helpful when their brains are developing and they're, you know, really sensitive to comparison and things like that. Like I cannot imagine as a young girl, if I had been on social media, that would have been really, really hard. So I feel like as long as I can keep them off, I will. But at the same time, teaching them about the power of it. And I feel like something that's helped me with social media is like really treating it as a business rather than my whole life. And as a job. And I think it would be a disservice to not teach them about it and keep them completely hidden from it, because the reality is that's our world and that's how things work now. So I'd rather come from it from like an educational standpoint. But we shall see. You know, I'm just sort of like observing right now and seeing like what feels good to me.
Hey guys, it's Sam. I have a question about making new friends that align with your new goals. So, over the past few years, I've had some health issues, and now I'm trying to avoid drinking when going out and really just be more mindful when I'm going out with friends. And I'm curious how you guys recommend making new friends that align with your new goals. A lot of my old friends, unfortunately, still want to go out and drink and party till late at night, and that's not really what I want to do anymore. So just wondering how you would make friends when you're looking for kind of a new life and a new, better life. Thank you.
Hi, Sam. Great question. I think a lot of people will relate to this. Just looking back at my life in 2017, I definitely went through a period of time where, you know, I had to let go of a lot of friendships and also embrace being alone. I think that's a kind of important piece here. It's like friendship takes time, especially as adults, and embracing like being comfortable with your relationship with yourself and just knowing that it's for the greater good. I'm not saying to completely cut your friends out necessarily, but like I got way more comfortable being independent and alone, because I was like, you know, currently not many of my friends want to do the things I'm doing. So I need to embrace doing them by myself and learning to clap for myself and celebrate the moments that I feel proud of. I also think just being honest and saying, hey, like this is where I'm at for my mental health and my well-being. Like I can't go out and drink anymore, but if you would want to go on a walk with me, I would love that. Or if you would want to go get coffee with me, I would love that. Or if you want to come over and we can cook together, I would love that. I wish I had been maybe a little more vocal about that and express myself in that way. And I think also that time you spend alone curating exactly what you want your life to look like, you have a better understanding of what you want. So when you do make those friends, whether it's like at the gym or at a coffee shop, in the places where you find those like-minded individuals, you already know what you enjoy and what you're looking for in terms of values. So you can show up as that version of you. I also think there's far more like events happening now. Like we were just at an event here in Austin for our friends that was like a fitness event, tons of like-minded girls, kind of putting yourself out there and showing up on community walks or, you know, DMing someone that's in your area that's into health and fitness. Like I do think a lot of people who are in health and fitness want to connect on that level. Like every time I meet a girl who's down to go do a workout with me, I get so excited. So put yourself out there, stay true to you, and don't be afraid to express your values. I think with that, we're going to end this episode here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a reminder, please, please, please subscribe or follow if you haven't yet. So many of you listen, but you're not necessarily subscribed, which means you will not get a notification every time I post. And it really helps us continue to grow the show. And if you could leave a review, it would mean the absolute world. I love you guys so much. Don't forget, I'll put the links to everything I referenced in this episode below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wellness podcast. To support this show, please rate and review and share with your loved ones. If you want to be reminded of new episodes, click the subscribe button on your preferred podcast or video player. You can sign up for my newsletter to receive my favorites at marilewellyn.com. It will be linked in the show notes. This is a Wellness Out Loud production produced by Drake Peterson, Fiona Attix, and Kelly Kyle. This show is edited by Mike Fry, and our video is recorded by Luis Vargas. You can also watch the full video of each episode on our YouTube channel at Mari Fitness. Love you, Power Girls and Power Boys. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team.